And then the next one, negative scripting. Negative scripting is a real sabotage because it tears down the child's stair-step of needs. And a lot of times negative scripting is done by very well-meaning people who don't even mean to be giving negative feedback to the kids. And negative scripting, it's almost like adults are writing a play for a child. You know, little kids really think we're super smart. You and I know that we're very fallible and we don't know everything. But a small child doesn't know that. As they grow, it begins to dawn on them. I think mom and dad and the teacher have a few faults. They don't know everything. But when they're little, they truly do believe what you say. So, and especially powerful to hear you talking about it with somebody else, which we often talk in front of our children. I mean, 2-year-old child understands perfectly well what you're saying about them. Like the mother who says in front of her child to the grandmother, "Oh, I should never have had kids. These kids just drive me crazy." Yeah. What even a very young child understands very well that means his script is, he should never have been born. It can come even that powerful. You should never have been born. Don't be. And I was at a baby shower one night, and a darling little girl, she was about 3 maybe, she was passing out the little mints to all the ladies, and she tripped over somebody's foot and spilled them all on the floor. And the grandmother, who is a loving grandmother, said to one of the women sitting beside her on the couch, "Oh, she's just a klutz. I guess she's our family klutz." And I could see the little girl, she was 3, and she kind of wilted. And this by a very loving grandmother who had no intent to give a negative script to her granddaughter. All kinds of negative scripts. You're going to end up in jail, just like your Uncle Charlie, if you keep this up. You can probably all think of some. She has always been whiny ever since she was a baby. She is just, it's born into her. She's just whiny. Another negative scripting I experienced as a elementary school counselor, if I come into a classroom to get a child, there was a rare teacher who would say, "Oh yes, take him, I'm so glad to get rid of him." Another, that's a message of don't exist. Don't belong. You know, you don't belong to this group. I don't care about you. And people do that without really being aware of it. So I put it on the sabotage list just to help people be aware of it. And another thing about negative scripting is the tone of voice. Tone of voice and nonverbal attitude when you're saying it, even if you I'm disgusted with you, even if you don't say it. And the tone of voice says, "You are just rotten. I mean, I have had it. You are just a worthless person." The tone of voice can be so powerful, you don't even have to put words to it. So that's all a part of negative scripting.